See, I don't have time to answer all those questions. I do. I just don't ever, because it's hard for me to think like a beginner.
Right.
So I have HEYFRANHEY here asking questions on how certain things are the way they are.
We need help from the Shameless one because I am techie clueless.
Okay, so the first question was what?
The first question was, when I am filming my YouTube videos, where should the lighting be? Should it be lighting the camera or should it be lighting me?
The answer to that is it should light your subject. So right now it's daylight. Look at this space. Girl, you should never be filming with a ring light. Unless you have to.
Unless it's nighttime.
Unless you're like, I passed this deadline.
No, now I'm so gonna be filming in the morning. Like,
yeah, girl.
after the way that looks, are you kidding? I'm not using my ring light.
I'm breaking it down for her. I'm breaking it down with that Canon T3i. So you light the subject, and it could be like, okay, so maybe we should set up those umbrella lights.
Yeah.
So okay, just pretend it wasn't bright. Okay, so now we got the lights. There, boom, boom.
So they should. So I'm in the middle, and the lights should kind of be ahead.
It depends on like how bright your light bulb is, like how many watts. How many watts are these? These are probably not even that strong.
Those are the ones that came with it. So
Yeah, these are the 45 watts. Yeah, so they're not that strong. So you want to bring them as close as you can, depending on the light. Like say there was no natural light, as close as you can to the subject without it being in the shot. So you're lighting the subject, not the camera. So that's what it looks like outside of frame. But if I go in, you know, I would crop it out like that. The lights aren't on, you guys, because it's really bright out. So we don't need it. So that's.
But it's about the spacing, and this is like good spacing.
Yeah, you would want it as close to the subject. I would say, for me, I mean, there's no right or wrong, but depending on how strong the bulb is, those are 45 watts. They're not the strongest. That's like what comes with the kit. I have like a double-headed light bulb thing.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, because that way I could plug in 2 lights onto one stand. So this is...
And in the double-headed one, are they each 45?
You could put in 45, like, but I also bought like...
Well, what do you use in your videos?
I think it's like, I don't even really use these umbrellas. Like,
no?
That's like a lot of work for me. Like I'm
but
so.
You do the daylight.
I try to when I can. I don't have as much daylight as you though. I got buildings across the street from me, so I sometimes have to use like the daylight with one other bulb. Not an umbrella. I'll use like the. I don't know if you saw that. I'll insert it here, but I use this light, and it's like $20-30.
The little box light?
The little box light, yeah. And that one doesn't have any cords, doesn't need to be plugged in or anything, and I just like will put it like right there, like on that thing, and get my face all glittery. So yeah, just try to put it as close to the subject as you can without it being in the shot. Like see that, just say it's like, no, I need this exact frame. Then it's like, okay, then you gotta move that one out, and you gotta move that one out. And if it's too dark, then you gotta change the settings on your camera or get a stronger light bulb. Again, you can tilt it up or you can tilt it down. If you raise this up too high though, you want it to be like eye level. Because what this is gonna do, it's gonna create like shadows. Like your eyebrow bone is gonna cast shadows. So like, you face the camera? So like this would be like darker. Right now the light is coming in like that. But you want to try to, and for me at least, you want to try to keep it like that. Unless this is not lighting a person, it's lighting the background. And you can either face it like this, or face it like this.
Oh, that's so many questions.
You always have to look at the shot
to see,
what it looks like.
Which one is the most flattering.
Yeah. So for me, it's all about playing, so whatever works. So this, if you're lighting the subject, which is a person, you kind of want it like that, as close to eye level as possible. We're lighting the background because you want, for whatever reason, you try to get fancy and you want light to be back here. Then you would like light however you want. You could bring it up high. Like that's when I used to do real estate photography. You would have like a bunch of lights all over the place. So at that point, you would do something like that. But you're not trying to do all that.
No, I just
we're not
when I
realistic.
sit and talk. Yeah, like
Yeah. So for the most part, you guys are watching this because you're making a YouTube video where you're talking direct to camera. When you talk direct to camera, you're trying to look your fiercest. I say do that. But play around.
So it should be a little above you, but more eye level than above.
I mean, if you can, yeah. And then you also don't want to go too low because then it looks like a horror film, like you know, Blair Witch Project with a flashlight underneath you. But sometimes it might work. But this is on the side too. Like it's a totally different story when it's in front of you. Like there's so many things. For me, the best type of learning is like not through rules and stuff, but through trial and error.
Right. Through actually just watching the changes.
Yeah. You film it and you see if it works, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, then you switch it up. But for the most part, like in terms of what I do, I don't even like umbrella. I hate lights. I try to avoid it.
Really?
It's just
like that was. I guess you see like synonymous with lighting. Like
it's because I don't have time. Like I literally am like I'm trying to run off somewhere.
Right, like
I just hate like opening the umbrellas.
For me, it's the setup part.
The setup
I told you
sucks.
that's what kills me. When I want to film and I get the itch to film, it's the setup that takes.
That's why you don't even bother with lights. If you can avoid it, use daylight. That's the solution.
Now my life has changed.
That's like the easiest.
Cause now I can film when I'm inspired to. I don't have to do as much.
The only thing that sucks with daylight sometimes, like it's like
it changes. Like
changes.
today,
like
yeah.
Sometimes there will be like clouds that are passing. It will change your shot. And it will make you light dark. So there's like always pros and cons for everything. But you work with what you can. At the end of this video, there's going to be links to the playlist because I have videos on like lighting and how to use your camera, and then even a video on audio. The most popular video on my channel. Look at her. Freaking twat. That twat Jackie.
That twat Jackie.
Oh, and then in terms of like sound, okay. It's called the iPhone 4. So honestly, this is like the best thing to use for sound. Audio, you go to there. That's what it is. So crazy. You can get Rodeo Mic has that same company.
So that's an app?
This is built in voice memo. Yeah. And then you would put this like somewhere out of frame. Like but it would face you. Like that.
Right.
But the distance like as close to you as you could without it being in the frame.
Okay. So where would I put it with this setup?
With this setup, see, look, it's like projected up.
Oh wow, I see.
Because it needs to catch.
And this distance is fine?
That's fine. I mean, the closer the better. She's got a coaster. These are pretty lightweight. Let me use the whole thing. Move the book in closer. This is literally what I do.
That is hysterical.
Because I'm just like...
So we just made a poetry book coaster.
Tripod.
Mic holder.
And then that's how, so it's on an angle because it's the trajectory is, see there, this is like the perfect example. It's gonna catch your vocals. So when you talk, you want to be mindful that the microphone is there. So like, and then the camera would be here. So don't rely on the sound from your camera when it's this far. Like how far am I away from you? 2 meters, but that is close to her. If possible, that could actually be higher. Or getting like a mic clip into your shirt. That's next level if you have the money for that.
So can I ask my second question?
Yeah.
That has to do with the mic?
Yeah.
So, okay, now that we recorded it and we figured out the spacing, how do I get the vocals from the mic, from the phone
to your computer?
Yeah.
Use iTunes, right? You sync your music from your iTunes. You can sync your voice memos.
Got it.
So you can either plug it in or you can email done. Call it just. I don't have to type that in. So save that. I would save it as the name of this movie file, so I would remember. Or just give it a name like tech with HEYFRANHEY. Then I go to and then you can email that.
Oh, direct to email.
You can email it.
So now you have it on your computer.
Mm-hmm.
Then you just drag it underneath or wherever on the timeline, and then you sync it.
That one I do have a video.
Okay. Okay, my question. When you're uploading the video, how do you minimize, how do you call it so that it's, because I know it changes the quality when you upload.
How do you like,
are there any tricks to,
how do you,
to not lose the quality, the high quality that you've edited the video in?
I'll show you that on the export settings. We're going to go to Share, Export using QuickTime, Options. You could actually change this. If you want HD, go to 1280 by 720. Okay, and settings, you want to make sure that H.264 is checked off. Boom. Okay, we're not going to export that. Then in Final Cut, same deal. Go to File, Share, Master File, and then go to Settings. Make sure that's checked off. Make sure it's QuickTime, next.
Good.
That's a lot of, I mean that's not a lot, but that's enough. That's to get you started.
Yeah.
Google and YouTube is your best friend. You just type those words in. Type what you know. Go to the Geek channels.
Or I got lucky and can call Shameless Fire because she lives a couple blocks away.
Yeah.
So, right?
You can like this video. If this is helpful, subscribe. You guys have questions with techie stuff, so
I'm
just
sure
ask.
you guys have more basic questions.
Check her channel out, and you can harass her and ask her to upload a video.
Make you lotion.
Say Maya sent me. Say Shameless. The Shameless one sent me. That's it, guys. Remember to do you, be you, and stay true.
Bye, guys.
That's good.
Yay.
There, now Fran can post more videos.
Bye.
This was really just a ploy for me to like smack her up so she could upload more.
Now I'm gonna do once a week for sure.
I did the dirty work, guys. You could thank me later. You could like this video.